A new update on Seth Rollins' WWE Money in the Bank cash-in plans as a new report provides details as to the severity of his current knee injury. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship will now be a street fight at SummerSlam. Solo Sikoa will defend the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu inside of a steel cage at the biggest event of the summer. The Women's Tag Team Championship match is confirmed for SummerSlam. There's going to be a WWE Tag Team title match set for SmackDown next week. Speaking of that, the champions, they commented last night after winning the championships just last week on SmackDown. Kiana James makes her return from injury during the main event taping prior to SmackDown last night. Several matches and segments are confirmed for SmackDown next week. John Cena is confirmed for upcoming episodes of Raw and SmackDown. Roman Reigns' opponent for SummerSlam has seemingly been revealed. The original plans for Becky Lynch at SummerSlam have also been revealed, with a change in opponents for the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Cardi B speaks ahead of hosting SummerSlam, and an update on changes to the TKO Severance policy, which has left employees disgusted. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with another update on Seth Rollins and the severity of his knee injury and possible plans for him to cash in his Money in the Bank contract. Now, Seth Rollins' situation is very cloudy as things stand. Seth Rollins' match came to an early end at WWE Saturday Night's main event last weekend, losing to LA Knight. Now, internally, staff was led to believe that Seth Rollins would be winning the match, insisting there was an audible. There were people, according to Sean Rossap of Fightful Select, who would normally be in the know, who were treating the situation as a legitimate injury and had concern for Rollins. After that, things get a little bit foggier. Producers, talent, and a number of staff are being told that Rollins' injury is legitimate, but according to Sapp, there isn't a real solid detail on how long he could be out for. Most everyone agrees that Rollins has some sort of injury, but there isn't a lot known on when he actually sustained it or if it was worked at Saturday night's main event. However, according to Fightful Select, it was treated as legitimate backstage, and Rollins was on crutches the following night at Evolution. Rollins said on Wednesday that he didn't have an MRI yet, and as he was waiting on the swelling to go down. There was, though, according to a new report from Fightful, internal skepticism on the severity of the injury, with a number of producers and backstage staff not being clued in on the work. They noted that they are of the belief that everyone kept things very tight, with even backstage personnel planning for Rollins to win at Saturday night's main event. One producer sent Fightful reporter Sean Rossap's tweet back to him, noting that a possible Machiavelli situation is going on and noting that's what they expected. Now, right now, it's likely that various pieces of information are being disseminated intentionally. Now, for those asking what a Machiavelli situation is, it's a deceptive situation, which of course is the nature of pro wrestling. Now, that came from Fightful, and another update has come from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. He has written that Rollins' injury angle was planned in advance, and this will play into his plans to cash in the Money in the Bank contract. Meltzer notes that multiple people in WWE have claimed the plan was for an injury angle to take place on Saturday night's main event, keeping Rollins off TV before he shockingly returned at SummerSlam 2025 to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, doing so in the Gunther vs CM Punk World Heavyweight Championship match. The storyline for this would be that Rollins and Heyman outsmarted everyone. Of course, there are no concrete answers due to the murkiness surrounding the news of Rollins' injury, and it remains to be seen if indeed he does in fact cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase when WWE heads to MetLife Stadium for SummerSlam 2025. Now, going to SmackDown last night, speaking of SummerSlam, we're going to be getting a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. The match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes was made official on July 18th episode of SmackDown when Cody and Cena forcibly signed the contract for the match. In the closing segment of the show, Cody said that his father Dusty Rhodes and brother Dustin Rhodes were outlaws and that he always wanted to be just like them. But he got to be something different. He got to be undisputed WWE champion. Cody said he posted on social media, "Do not flinch and thank you for riding with me," noting it was overanalyzed. He said that "do not flinch" was for him, saying he didn't flinch when he faced the likes of Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Jey Uso and Randy Orton, and that he didn't flinch when politics and the final boss came for his soul and for his spot, but he did flinch at WrestleMania 41 against John Cena. He continued saying WWE SummerSlam is one match for the rest of his life. Cena made his way to the ring and said he had bad news, stating he would not be at SummerSlam. Cena said he was filming a big movie for Netflix and that he is emotionally exhausted, and that he talked with higher-ups and said it would be best if he did not compete at SummerSlam. Cena said Cody could have his rematch in Paris or Perth. Cena said he couldn't sign the contract in good faith, and it was a tough decision, but it was what is best for business. Cena said he wanted to give everyone fireworks, but physically and emotionally, this is all he could give everyone. Cena said Cody would get his rematch and then left. Unhappy with Cena's decision, Cody chased after Cena, leading to a fight on the outside. Back in the ring, Cena tried to hit Cody with the title, but Cody cut him off, gained possession of the title, and hit Cena with it. Cody put Cena on the table and hit a top rope splash while holding the contract. He then forced Cena to sign the contract and stated it would be a street fight. Now, Jacob Fatu, he'll be going after the United States Championship at SummerSlam. He'll challenge Solo Sikoa for the WWE United States Championship inside of a steel cage at SummerSlam. The match was made official on the July 18th episode of SmackDown. On SmackDown, Solo and MFT were involved in a car accident. Police were involved and Fatu was taken for questioning. It was later revealed that Solo paid off the cops to question Fatu, who was innocent. Fatu and Jimmy Uso would take out JC Mateo and Tonga Loa, battering them with steel chairs before Adam Pearce confirmed the cage match. Solo was then arrested. Solo, of course, won the WWE United States title from Fatu at WWE Night of Champions thanks to JC Mateo, a returning Tonga Loa, and a debuting Tala Tonga. Another match for SummerSlam has been confirmed, that being for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss will challenge Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam. The match was confirmed on the July 18th episode of SmackDown. In a backstage segment, Alexa met with Charlotte, figuring they would split up after failing to win the WWE Women's Tag Team titles at WWE Evolution. Charlotte said they may not have won, but they didn't lose. She said she spoke to Adam Pearce, who was filling in as the SmackDown GM in place of Nick Aldis, and she got them a WWE Women's Tag Team title match at WWE SummerSlam. So that match is confirmed for the biggest event of the summer, despite reports from Dave Meltzer earlier in the day suggesting the plan was for the team to split up and face each other at the biggest event of the summer. Speaking of tag titles, let's talk about the men's tag team titles on SmackDown. Andrade and Rey Fenix will be the next SmackDown tag team to face the Wyatt Six after winning a fatal four-way match on SmackDown on Friday to earn the opportunity to challenge for the WWE Tag Team Championships next week. The Wyatts, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy hold the titles after defeating the Street Profits last week. Fenix and Andrade defeated the Motor City Machine Guns, DIY and Fraxium to get the title shot. It was Chris Sabin and Nathan Fraser to start out the match. Shortly into the match, Sabin dove through Shelley's legs on the middle rope to take out Gargano and Ciampa on the outside. Andrade and Fenix both paid homage to Eddie Guerrero, with Fenix hitting a frog splash to Axiom. Andrade followed it up with the Three Amigos, and his partner hit a second frog splash. The teams began brawling in the ring, and Ciampa tried to take out Axiom with Project Ciampa. Andrade and Fenix took out the Motor City Machine Guns before they could hit a Skull and Bones to Axiom. Andrade went up top, but Axiom met him there and hit a Spanish Fly, and Fraser followed it up with a Phoenix Splash. Ciampa took them out but couldn't steal the victory. Phoenix took out the rest of the field on the outside, and Andrade set up Ciampa for his finisher, but Candice LeRae distracted the referee. Ciampa attempted to roll up Andrade off the distraction. Gargano accidentally took out his partner and got hit with a spinning elbow by Andrade. Andrade hit the message to Ciampa to get the victory. Now, speaking of the tag team champions, we heard from them last night on SmackDown. 1 week ago, the Wyatt Six won gold when Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy defeated the Street Profits for the SmackDown tag team titles with the help of Eric Rowan. Last night, a promo aired in which each member addressed the fans. Uncle Howdy said they are where they belong. While wearing gold over his shoulder, Lumis declared that the Street Profits' bond is only held together by their lust for gold. Rowan continued, saying they were made for this, a new family forged in pain. It's not defined by the blood we share. As they all laughed, Nikki Cross asked, "What about the blood that we shed?" Gacy, also wearing his tag team title, declared they'd target each team one by one to strip these teams of their wicked desires and burn their vanity. Howdy told the audience that they've been blinded by their favourite teams. Let the Wyatt Six be your guide. All you have to do is follow. Now, Kathy Kelly spoke with the former champions backstage. Montez Ford said they used underhanded tactics to win the titles. There will be, of course, a four-way match to determine the number one contenders. That was later won by Rey Fénix and Andrade. Kiana James is back. Now, she wrestled for the first time in a long time on WWE Main Event last night. James faced Michin in her return bout. This was James' first match since June of 2024 when she competed on WWE Raw in a Money in the Bank qualifying match against Io Sky and Zelina Vega. On SmackDown, James was seen in the background of a backstage segment where Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair were speaking. James was holding her trademark briefcase. In April, James confirmed she suffered a leg injury and was in the middle of her rehab. She was moved to WWE Raw in the 2024 WWE Draft, coming over from NXT. James wrestled 2 matches on Raw before the injury sidelined her for 15 months. Of course, if we get any details regarding her return to the ring, we'll let you know in a future video. Several matches and segments are confirmed for SmackDown next week. Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre will be live on the July 25th episode of WWE SmackDown. Jelly and Orton are set to face Logan and McIntyre at WWE SummerSlam. Also set for next Friday's WWE SmackDown is a WWE Tag Team title match as Andrade and Rey Fénix take on the Wyatt Six. Andrade and Fénix defeated DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium in a 4-way match on the July 18th episode of SmackDown. The Wyatt Six won the WWE Tag Team Championships from the Street Profits, that being Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, on the July 11th episode of WWE SmackDown. Finally, Alexa Bliss will take on Roxanne Perez in singles competition. Bliss and Charlotte Flair will challenge Perez and Raquel Rodriguez for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships at WWE SummerSlam. John Cena, he's been announced for upcoming episodes of Raw and SmackDown. WWE have announced that John Cena will appear on the September 5th episode of WWE SmackDown in Chicago, Illinois. WWE is noting this will be Cena's final appearance in Chicago. Cena will also be a part of the September 15th episode of WWE Raw in Lowell, Massachusetts. Cena currently has 15 dates left on his WWE retirement tour. Roman Reigns, his plans for SummerSlam have possibly been revealed. The planned match for Roman Reigns at SummerSlam has been revealed following his return on this past Monday's episode of Raw. On Raw, Reigns made his first appearance since WrestleMania weekend, immediately targeting Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, who were attacking CM Punk and Jey Uso. The post-Mania episode of Raw, the last time we saw Reigns, he and Punk were attacked by the brand new, at that point, alliance of Breakker and Seth Rollins. When that took place, Reed wasn't a part of the group yet, and at the moment, Rollins is currently not on TV due to his injury. So the on-screen alliance right now is Breakker and Reed with Paul Heyman. Nonetheless, with Punk facing Gunther at SummerSlam, it appeared that Reigns, his return on Raw, set up the direction for Reigns and Uso versus Breakker and Reed. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was reported the plan for this, as of at least almost 3 weeks ago, was 2 separate singles matches rather than a tag team match. The proposed card at that point listed Roman Reigns versus Bron Breakker as one match and Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed as another. Speaking of SummerSlam plans, bit of an interesting one for Becky Lynch here. There was reportedly a change to Becky Lynch's planned opponent for SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium. At Evolution last weekend, Lynch retained the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship in a 3-way match against both Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. On Raw this past Monday, Bayley and Valkyria had a 2 out of 3 falls match to determine Lynch's challenger in a 1-on-1 match at SummerSlam. It was Valkyria who scored the win, but that doesn't seem to have been the original plan. As reported by the Wrestling Observer newsletter, an internal proposed card for SummerSlam listed Lynch versus Bayley as the match that was planned. The proposed card that was reportedly from nearly 3 weeks ago, so it was the plan at that point, but at some point between now and this past Monday's Raw, the decision was changed to go with Lynch versus Valkyria at SummerSlam instead. Now, as of right now, it's unclear what Bayley could be doing, but maybe we got a bit more of an update on that last night following SmackDown when it comes to Cardi B. Now, Cardi B is set to host the 2-night SummerSlam event on August 2nd and August 3rd in New Jersey. Ahead of the event, Cardi has been catching up on all the WWE drama, including Bianca Belair being involved in the middle of Naomi vs. Jade Cargill. While catching up, Bayley has interjected herself into things. On social media, Cardi responded to Triple H, previously saying that Cardi is going to do what Cardi wants at SummerSlam, even if that meant getting physical at the event. Cardi stated, quote, "Listen, Triple H, these girls trying me." Bayley responded saying she's free. Cardi told Triple H to leave her at home. So maybe we're getting Bayley and Cardi B being involved at the biggest event of the summer. Now, a change here when it comes to severance policy in WWE and TKO. First, Mike Johnson of PW Insider is reporting that WWE has changed its severance policy to be in line with the TKO policy. Previously, employees received a month for every year they worked for the company. Moving forward, employees will receive 2 weeks worth of severance pay for every year an employee worked for the company. Now, Fightful say they have confirmed PW Insider's report regarding the new policy. Now, PW Insider notes that the new policy is a major blow to the company morale among employees, especially since so many are now tasked with responsibilities among WWE, UFC, and PBR, as opposed to just on WWE as they had been prior to Vince McMahon selling the company. Now, Endeavor Group Holdings acquired WWE in April of 2023, merging WWE with UFC to form TKO. The deal became official in September of the same year. McMahon has been out of the company since January of 2024 when he resigned after a lawsuit was filed by former employee Janelle Grant accusing him of sexual assault and sex trafficking. In October of 2024, TKO Group acquired IMG, Professional Bull Riders, and On Location from Endeavor for $3.25 billion. TKO announced a first quarter 2025 revenue of $1.269 billion. The company will announce its second quarter results on Wednesday, August 6th. Now, a bit more of an update on this comes from Fightful Select, coming from Sean Rossap, once again confirming that PW Insider had reported there were heavy changes, and Fightful Select said they were able to obtain the document actually outlining those changes. As of July 18th, 2025, TKO has implemented significant changes to its severance package. These updates, detailed in a graphic to employees, outline benefits and eligibility criteria. Now, key changes to severance components. The revised severance package referenced two primary components, COBRA benefits and severance pay. Employees who are eligible will receive continued health insurance coverage under COBRA, allowing them to maintain their health plans post-employment while they're being paid their severance. They are still required to pay the employee share of the applicable monthly premium to continue the health insurance. In terms of the eligibility criteria, eligibility for these benefits is contingent upon an employee's length of service and role within the company. The chart specifies that employees must have completed at least 1 year of continuous service to qualify. This ensures that long-term contributors receive the support they need during a transition period. You then get 2 weeks of severance per year of service. Previously, this was 1 month per year of service, roughly. Severance has been adjusted heavily. Minimum weeks severance by level, SVP is 16 weeks, VP is 8 weeks, below VP is 4 weeks. Maximum weeks severance by level, SVP is 52 weeks, VP is 36 weeks, below VP is 24 weeks. Now, in terms of the reaction to this, according to Sean Rossap of Fightful Select, the reaction within TKO was one of disgust, with many of the employees of less than 5 years frustrated. There was speculation among employees that believed this was TKO getting ahead of potential cuts. However, that was just speculation and not something rooted in direct evidence at this point. So there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.